Welcome to Armored Commander 2. I've played this game before, guys, but a bunch of stuff has been added in recent updates. What this game is a tank simulator for World War II in 8-bit, but an extremely detailed tank simulator. In fact, I would go so far as to call it the Dwarf Fortress of tank simulators. Now, in this particular Let's Play, or short Let's Play campaign, we're going to go ahead and play the Invasion of France. Now, you can play as any number of different nations, any number of different tanks during World War II. As you can see here, I'm just looking at the actual French tanks. So if we wanted to, we could go through with a French tank and try and stop the German invasion. But I don't think I'm going to do that. I think instead, I am going to try and go for the German version of the Battle of France here. And we're going to go with a Panzer IV-B. Let's try Panzer IV-C, I should say. Now, as you can see, there are a bunch of different actual tanks we could go for, each with different crew setups, etc. If you take a look at the campaign, you can also see the difficulty of each of these campaigns. But what we're going to go for is just a standard invasion here. Let's go for a Panzer IV-A, and let's proceed. Operation Fallgelb begins, my friends. And I want to be very clear here. This is a hardcore game. If we go down, we go down. I'm going to autofill with a recommended loadout here. Of course, you could go through and select what kind of rounds you want specifically. But our goal is to try and conquer this area. We may or may not have infantry support. It all depends. So here we go, guys. We are going to start advancing into France with a Panzer IV crew. Oh, baby. Encounter enemy resistance. Right away, we encounter enemy resistance. And, man, typically you don't encounter this much right away. So first things first, I need to direct movement with V. Martin, the commander. Each of these guys is going to have their own personality, potentially their own chance of getting hurt, you know, wounded or killed, etc. So I love that. I'm going to have the gunner operate the gun. The loader right now, we just need to spot. Gun is already loaded. Well, just to make sure, let's reload. Driver, just spot, and assistant driver, I'm going to have him operate the machine gun. Now, if you look at those two little blue dots to the left and the right of us, that lets us know that there's actually an infantry group with us assisting, so we want to keep that in mind. Go ahead and end the phase here, and what I'm going to do is turn the turret here just to make sure we spot what's over there. We also have something behind us. Trust me, that's not making me feel safe, and oh my goodness, it's a char to be. And we actually managed to destroy it. I actually think it was an allied tank that destroyed it, because that was definitely not us hitting it. So let's go ahead. We're going to try and spot the enemy. Simply command the battle group here. Operate the gun with the gunner, of course. The loader can go ahead and hunker down. Driver, we want him to simply spot, and assistant driver, of course, using that MG, guys. All right, here we go. So we're directing fire at that target. We're not exactly sure what it is yet, but we're going to find out here. Oh, I think that was a hit. No, it's a miss, guys. And that round goes just flying through the fields, missing whatever target it is. Nonetheless, we'll go ahead and end that phase. And sure enough, it is an armored car unit. Good shooting. One of our brother Panzer IVs managed to get it. Well done, son. Well done. And what I'm going to do here is with our driver, I'm going to actually drive. I want to drive forward for a second here. And I simply want to spot with that commander. Oh, interesting. All right, move forward. Target's not in the weapons arc, so we're going to simply hold for now. And it looks like our allies may be saving us here from the French defense. Now, this is a chance to either move forward or start spotting. Direct movement. Let's direct movement with our... actually, sorry, let's spot with our commander. With our loader, let's also spot. And with our driver, I am once again going to drive forward with the assistant driver operating the machine gun. We could, of course, just simply fire, but I don't want to do that. If we can help it, I want to actually spot what I'm shooting at. Let's use the high explosive if we are going to fire. And it looks like an enemy AA gun. Good shot there by our ally. Just a truck transporting AT ammunition. But of course, this doesn't go into our actual, how can I say, destroyed units. We need to get these hits ourselves. So we're going to go ahead and try to get a shot this time and destroy that target. He's still spotting. I'll have him operate the gun. Make sure that he reloads. We could even move forward a little bit more. Let's do it. Let's keep driving forward. Now we can absolutely see it. We're going to fire at the target, although as you can see, because of our actual visual on target, our chance of hitting is pretty low. As you can see there, we'd have to get like a perfect hit, so we're simply going to stay put here. And the face. And at this point, I am just simply going to direct fire, operate that gun, reload, driver. I am simply going to have him spot. Let's keep things as they are. And here we go, folks. Now I think we can get a pretty decent visual on the target. As you can see, we've acquired him. We're ready to fire. Still not a great chance, though. We might have to get just a bit closer, unfortunately. We'll take the shot. But as you can see there, the chance of a hit, 68%. Oh, okay, modified chance. Never mind. Let's take a shot. And again, another miss. Well. At least we're dialed in. And actually, the enemy may have just hit one of our friends there. That didn't look great for him. Alright, let's end that phase. And, of course, we are going to fire at the target. Knock that damn thing out. And I think that is a kill. That's a hit against the fortified target. That's why it's taking a while to destroy it. Although he's not dead, as you can see. He is still alive, but pretty well fortified there. I hope we're at least doing our part in helping destroy this thing. And it is destroyed by, of course, our fellow units. Lost radio communication with your headquarters. Alright, interesting, guys. And what that means is we're pretty far away from the front line. Of course, our units are capturing existing zones. We don't want to push too far ahead. Nonetheless, that's exactly what I'm going to do right here. Let's proceed forward. Destination is enemy controlled. This will, of course, be 40 minutes to get there. We enter the enemy controlled zone, and sure enough, we find enemy resistance. Luckily, this time it's directly in front of us. Not exactly difficult to spot this guy. Gonna have him operate the gun. I'll have the driver simply spot, have him operate machine gun, and have our loader reload. And let's take a look. A motorcycle machine gun team, folks. So let's go ahead and switch to this target. We can also shoot at this guy over here. He's unspotted. He may be more of a threat than the motorcycle machine gun team, but nonetheless, we want to hit targets of opportunity. Let's fire at this target. And there we go. Oh, please be a kill. It is a hit. We're going to fire again, just trying to decimate it, firing machine guns at it, firing whatever turret rounds we have at it. For sure, we absolutely did damage there, but didn't quite destroy him. So he is destroyed. I wonder if we get the credit for that. And actually, I think the only way to find out is wait until our tank gets destroyed or until we complete the campaign. That's how we'll know whether or not we got the credit for that particular kill. I'm not sure we did, though. This is, of course, just all the information on our particular driver, tank commander, etc. So what I'm going to do here is with the driver, we're going to drive. Commander, direct movement. Pretty simple stuff here. We want to probably pivot the hull a bit. You know what? That works too. Rotate the turret a bit. We don't know what we're firing at, but we're going to take a shot. Now, of course, the chance of hitting there is pretty ridiculously low. But sure enough, it is a French tank. Oh, boy. Here we go, boys. Here we go. Commander, direct fire. Gunner's operating gun. Reloading, that's good. Driver, I simply want you to spot. Assistant driver, operate the machine gun. What about pass ammo? Because machine gun's not going to do anything against that particular tank. So we're going to simply have him assist. And we could either attempt to immobilize or simply fire. Interesting. Let's go ahead, guys. Try and take a shot here. And look at that. Because the target is in fields, because we have a short gun, it's a small target, our chance of hitting is lowered. We're going to take the shot, though. It is a hit. 14 damage points there. And we shall end the phase. Did some good damage, but again, nothing that... Oh, wait a minute. Penetrated. And we did destroy our first tank, guys. That AMR 33. We've also reestablished communications with our HQ. The benefit here is also that we can call in air support, we can call in unit support, etc. So for instance, we can actually press N to request unit support, but in this situation, we don't exactly need it. So in that case, I am going to simply continue, actually into area we already have control. And let's hope that we can hold this friendly held zone. That red line, of course, lets you know just how far we've come through this particular area of France. And we can also recon the area. Estimated strength in zone 4. Let's go for it. Now, at some point, we can actually return to base to repair our tank and to get additional ammunition, things like that. So we want to keep that in mind. Now, what I'm going to do here is direct movement. I'm going to have the driver... actually, we don't even need to drive. We'll simply turn the turret and try and spot what we're looking at here. Oh, that didn't work the way I thought it was going to. Okay, never mind. Drive. Spot. How about gun? Operate gun. That's what... I didn't operate the gun. Shame on me. Let's go back to the driver. And operate machine gun. Alright. Looks like we're gonna have to move forward a bit. Still have not spotted the enemy. We could take a shot. It's a miss, and we still don't know what we're looking at. I don't even know what that is. Could be some sort of anti-tank armored vehicle. I really don't know. I think it's probably safest, though, to just keep on pushing forward. We are ending that phase. We're pushing forward towards the enemy, and we might as well fire at the target despite the extremely unlikely chance that we get a hit. Oh boy! Your radio is completely broken down. That's not good. We've lost communication, and I'm not sure that's due to damage, because we haven't actually taken any damage yet. Let's drive forward. I think that's definitely the correct thing to do here. There we go. It's going to be better than what we've got now, at least. Man, what a fast vehicle. He certainly would do pretty well, as a anti-tank vehicle. So let's direct fire. Spot, drive. We're going to have you stay put. Again, the distance is pretty dramatic, but we've got to try to cover that distance, so we'll go ahead and turn. Yeah, still not spotting this guy. And there we go. Thank goodness for our allies there, because really, I wasn't sure what to do about that vehicle, except to keep turning and hopefully catch it. Maybe the thing to do was kind of estimate when they were going to be at the next tile and basically aim the turret a bit ahead of them there. Probably would have been the best approach. And I'm not sure what that little yellow dot is, but that could potentially be a victory location that's quite important. Let's go have a look. Destination is enemy controlled. Of course it is. And we are entering the enemy-held zone. Of course, we immediately encounter that French resistance. So I am going to direct movement. Let's have him operate his gun. Let's have the driver hold his location. And hopefully we'll be able to spot this guy. We're still not actually spotting him. Direct fire. Spot. Hard to see this guy. No line of sight to target. I certainly see a line of sight here. Just gonna get AP ready. Just in case it's an armor target. You know, we just want to spot. That is odd. Let's try to just aim ahead then. And what we'll do is we'll drive forward. But this is either a really well dug in position, or maybe just an armored unit of some sort. I'm not sure what's going on there. Nonetheless, we're going to have to get closer to him. Let's go ahead. Oh, it looks like an MG. Now we're going to need to switch to high explosive. But thankfully, that enemy unit is destroyed. No enemy units remain in that area. And we did complete an objective, which is going to go to our overall score, I believe. Pretty cool stuff. And I think we should continue along. So here we go. That area is enemy controlled. Exactly what we're looking for. No enemy resistance in this area. So as you can see, there is a central point there to our push. And over time, you know, the enemy could try to cut that off, in which case we would be completely cut off from the rest of our army. We definitely don't want that to happen. So what if we were just to return to base? You will forfeit half of today's victory points. Or should we continue through the day? Yeah, I'm not going to do that. I want to continue through the day. And sure enough, we encounter enemy resistance. We have been ambushed by enemy forces. That's not good, folks. I don't think I need to tell you that. We're going to direct movement. Spot. Operate gun. Reload. Driver can spot. Operate MG. And I think we can actually just go ahead and fire. It's a miss. We don't exactly know what we're shooting at either. And it's an SAL-34 anti-tank weapon. So we've got some buddies with us, thankfully. Some infantry with us, or maybe some tanks. Actually, I believe it's just additional tanks. But I think they may have just destroyed one of our friendly tanks. My goodness. Okay, that is scary. Operate gun. Spot. What can driver do? Well, we can get a little closer, of course. Just hold your location. Ready to fire. We've got him zeroed in as well. We've got high explosive selected. And it looks like a mortar team over there. Good shot. Looks like they destroyed the mortar team's fortifications. And I think, overall, may have destroyed the mortar team itself. Direct fire. Operate gun. Spot. That should allow us to open fire at the target. Wish us luck. 72 and it's a miss. Man, that is frustrating. Alright. Oh, he's still alive. Here we go, guys. Now, we can actually use a fate point to make it more difficult for the enemy anti-tank to pierce us. I'm going to use that fate point to save myself. No, let's not do that. Let's pretend we're in an actual tank. It's a miss. Let's thank our lucky stars. Direct fire, operate gun, reload, spot. I think we're good to go. Come on, boys. High explosive shot. Hit him. That's 14 fate points. And here we go. So, of course, it's a combination of all of our firepower and completely destroyed that enemy. Looking around for any more of those victory locations, but I'm pretty sure that this would actually be the best idea, just to kind of retake the line. And sure enough, we are encountering enemy resistance over here. A lot of enemy resistance. 4 different units on either side, it looks like. So let's have the commander direct movement. Gunner operate gun. Just the typical reload. We'll have this guy simply spot. And actually, we can already start firing. So let's take a shot. Again, that's a miss. I'm going to make sure that we are using that high explosive, or reloading with that high explosive, excuse me. So it's a motorcycle machine gun crew. One of those damn armored cars that I love so much. Okay, that's an enemy tank for sure. Direct movement, operate gun. We're definitely going to turn our turret this way, and we'll also go ahead and fire for good measure with an armor-piercing round. Not now, though. It's a waste of a shot. So let's just turn. Maybe it wouldn't have been a waste of a shot. I thought it was a tank, but it looks like it's an artillery piece. It can right now be turned into an anti-tank piece. And good shooting by our allies there. Oh, man, Panzer IV-A was destroyed. And our crew, I don't know if you saw that, our crew is shaken by the loss of our allies there. So now I'm going to direct fire. We're operating the gun, reloading, spotting with the driver. I think doing just about everything we can. In fact, we can even try and fire with the driver, but I think we need somebody to spot. Here we go. High explosive rounds. RNG Jesus is not with us for this fight. Use a fade point to avoid this attack. No way. That sounded like a 25mm gun. Now, that could pen us. Could definitely penetrate, but the 105mm is much more dangerous. Here we go. Oh, man. Oh, he missed. We are ridiculously lucky. Operate gun, operate MG. I'm even going to have the driver fire small arms. Oh, I see. It would only fire small arms into that particular location. So you know what? Basically the location to the right of the tank. I'm not going to do that. Let's instead open fire. High explosive rounds. $99, and we miss? Really? Okay. He rolls a 1.4 and destroys it. I sometimes just stop pretending I understand games anymore. It's like, just really... I don't even understand how that works, but okay. Gunner, have him just operate that gun. We'll direct movement again. Which in this case will be command battle group. Let's fire at that target. Again, I think chances of hitting are pretty low. That's going to be a miss. We should probably just drive a bit closer. But again, it sounded like a 20mm gun, so I am keeping those high explosive rounds. Nope, we are not going to use a fade point. It's a miss once again. All we want to do right now is drive forward, guys. We are driving even closer. recover from being shaken. Hopefully this lets them fire a little bit better. Let's have him direct fire. Spot. Pass ammo. Actually, we can use our MG against that thing as well. And here we go. Again, at this range, it seems pretty unlikely that we'd hit it, but we might as well keep trying. If anything, one of our allies will eventually hit this thing. Unspotted, I see, because we can barely see this thing. So we got to get closer. Let's reload. Drive. I don't want to risk getting hit. We've got plenty of HE rounds. Let's reload another HE right there. And once again, I'm going to have this guy drive directly on top of this thing, pretty much. No line of sight. Just keep moving. Enemy artillery forces fire bombardment. That is not something we were hoping for, but we're fine. It's just a 25mm attack. I think we'll be A-okay. And there we go. Now we've got it spotted. We should be able to zero in on this thing now without much difficulty. But as you can see, our ally destroyed it. No real need for that. Alright, let's keep on, well, we could remain in place. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to push forward. Push forward. And now we enter a new map area. Wow! Alright, we're still in May 10th, 1940. Keep going, boys. Sure enough, we encounter enemy resistance right here as well. I'm going to direct that movement, operate the gun, reload. I am going to have that guy simply spot, because the enemy should be directly ahead of us here. Here we go. Nope. Again, I'm just going to have them direct fire. And it looks like a pretty standard rifleman unit. It looks like they're actually trying to get away here. I think we actually fired at the unit behind them, so... Let's see... Nice, got that machine gun firing at the infantry. Kind of just trying to clear it out of our way. Reduced. Hey, that's not too bad. So I'm going to try to fire directly at that infantry. Once again, a miss. Wow, they are doing pretty good at, pretty well at completely avoiding our shots. I'm just gonna have the gunner help spot, and I'll have the assistant driver operating that MG. Actually, let's get the gunner to operate the MG. And we'll get the assistant driver to spot. Yeah, do something like that. Oh, I see. This is specifically for the gun. We're not using the gun, we're just using the machine gun. Panzer IV-A is now heroic just from that machine gun shot. That's pretty interesting. Resolving firepower. Once again, no effect. Well, okay, nonetheless, it's interesting to see that unit moving a little bit closer, and I think now we need to go ahead, operate the standard weapon here. Let's operate the gun and operate the machine gun here with the assistant driver. Actually, we'll spot with the assistant driver. Citroën 23. That's definitely a vehicle. Let's go for the armor-piercing rounds. And we did hit, but only for one fate point, it looks like. Nothing significant. Again, we could get a crewman on that MG and start firing with that as well. Finally destroyed that unit, but the Citroën is trying to get away. Yeah, those woods are definitely making it a lot harder to spot this guy. Let's just drive. Here we go. We will be in range next turn in any case. It's just a truck, so a Citroën truck, nothing like a tank or anything like that. Let's go ahead and have them continue moving, and that's assuming that our other unit doesn't destroy this guy. But here we go. Going to have him drive. And again, no matter what the chances, I am going to continue to try to catch up to this guy. And there we go. He is destroyed. Additional artillery support has made available to you from the base commander. That's what I'm looking for. Well, right now, I'm going to return to base. And the reason being, well, here's what I'll do. I'm going to start moving back. All I'd like to see is for the day to end so that we essentially see what we come out with here. So let's try and stay out of the fighting as much as we can, towards the end at least. There does seem to be another fort over there. That's not something that I really want to have to deal with, but probably something we're going to have to deal with one way or another. 1601, so still plenty of fighting to be left to do here. But what I want to see here is just how well we're actually going to do. So I'm going to return to base. Your combat day has ended. And let's take a look. Interesting. So we actually destroyed quite a few more enemy units than I expected. A lot of those kills were attributed to us. Ones that I, ones that I didn't expect we necessarily got. So frustrating. But in any case, we are here in the Battle of France. I think we did pretty well for day one. And as you can see, we just pressed tab. And this is the fate of our actual tank crew. Our radio has also been replaced. We desperately needed that because we were unable to call in any sort of air support. But there we go. That's the end of day one. Now, Volgelb continues, and we have to continue with that spearhead. As you can see, there are 21 days in this particular campaign. It totally depends what you decide to do, and I promise you, this is hardcore. We got very lucky. Had we taken a penetrating hit from that 105mm howitzer, we would be burning up, and every single one of the crew members would be dead or dying. So keep that in mind. It's a fun game. I highly recommend it. Thanks a lot for taking a look at this video, and if you enjoyed, like, comment, and subscribe. Thank you so much, folks.